If you could have any superpower, which one would you have? Now, if we're going really unrealistic, I would definitely do teleportation because I don't like driving. And if I could teleport to like Bali or England or even Thailand or something like that, it'd be fantastic. But when we're talking about superpowers, it's very unrealistic. It's not a thing that we can really attain when we're talking about superheroes or that kind of aspect. But for me, when I think of superpowers, I think of things that we can attain, things that are real, and things that we can do in life. And maybe these are skills, but I like to say superpowers because there is probably a few things or one thing that you do that you're just really good at. You're better than most people at. You understand more, and for some reason, you just get it. You just get it. And for me, I know what mine is. And I've had it for a while. I've always been a really curious kid, a curious adult. I've always tried to understand people and get to know people and try to improve relationships and connections. And my superpower with that is asking questions. Now, it seems basic. Of course, questions, people know asking or answering questions are beneficial to learning other people's uh, life and connecting with others, forming relationships, and also growing knowledge in active or passive ways. But we don't have to consider that as like a very advanced thing. Now, when I say advanced thing, I just mean that we don't have to ask these super intricate or super, how do I say this, astonishing questions. It could just be simple. Now, the reason I'm kind of bringing this up is because I work in a school and a lot of the kids, of course, like to talk about themselves, talk about drama, talk about their family and school life. But a lot of adults will bring back certain questions that are not necessarily like unique or kind of target that kid's curiosity or sparks their mind in any sort of way. It's a lot of questions that are basic, like, how you doing today? How was your past weekend? What sport do you like? And I'm not saying those are bad things because it definitely introduces the kid to you and helps them know that, oh, this person actually wants to know a little bit more about me. And this person is trying to introduce me to their life and improve and try to form a connection. But the reason why I say my superpower is asking questions is even though these basic questions that a lot of people ask are great in a lot of ways, they're not necessarily targeting that person and trying to understand them more. So, for example, some questions that I like to ask students are, what is the best thing about school today? Or what is worse? And I kind of go over something. Or I ask them a question instead of, how was your weekend? I go, what activities did you do this weekend? Or what fun thing happened today? Or how bad is your day? I'm using very strong words like bad, fun, even worse or good, because these actually spark a creative or critical thinking in that kid's mind or someone else's mind of, oh, maybe my weekend was actually worse than I expected, or maybe it was better. Now, I'm not saying this is beneficial in all sorts of ways. It's my superpower because I can understand that person at that moment right now. Now, I don't think it's really scientific. I don't really think it's based in a lot of evidence per se, but it's something that I test. I'm not trying to test people and see if they're having a bad day, a good day, or necessarily their emotions, but where they're at, how they're, how do I say this? Not really emotions, but the way they kind of live life goes up and down like a hill. Because some days you're going to have days where you're way down here in the gutter. Things are bad and you just don't really know why. But if you ask the question why it's bad, if they're not able to answer that, maybe they're, oh, it's actually better than I may have imagined. Or maybe they're having a good day and they're like, oh, shoot, this thing was great. And actually, that's really good. I want to keep on doing that. And this person just asked me something that is, oh, it sparked this interest in me feeling good. Now I want to talk to you more. Now I want to talk to this person. I want to form a deeper connection, a deeper relationship, and I trust them. Now, this is not unique to me. I see plenty of people do this on a daily basis, and it's not just in schools where this can happen or with youth. It can happen with all sorts of populations, middle-aged, special education, which is the one that I use a lot at common in my field, but also people that are just working, normal population, older adults. There's just people everywhere out there that want you to ask them questions, whether to get to know them, start a conversation, or just to have them feel known and listened to. And now that's the one thing that comes with questions is you have to be open to listen to that person. And now, when people say active listening, I think that's a good term to use because you actively have to try to attain what they're saying, answer questions in reverse, and hopefully they ask questions and stuff back. And so you can start a nice conversation. Now, it doesn't always work, but listening with asking good questions is, man, it's one of the it's one of those keys that you use to unlock this astonishing door that opens to all these possibilities to better know people, better know yourself, form relationships, friends, connections, and everything. And it's actually quite awesome once you get there. Now, I don't think I'm fully there, but I do think that I have that superpower or that skill to improve upon asking questions. And I believe you have the ability to do that as well. Now, what is your superpower? Do you believe asking questions is one of the highest superpowers, like I think? Does it spark curiosity? Should you use these strong words such as bad, good, or worse, or these certain things to spark some sort of creative thinking in someone's mind? Or should you stick with more basic questions to try to, form a more baseline connection? Or what? What is that? What is going on? Now, I don't know. I'm not really backed up in evidence and all this stuff, but this is just what I do. And me talking to you is just me trying to spread this stuff. Now, what do you think? Send me a DM, leave me a comment, do whatever you want. This is your life, which is quite awesome that you are given life or you just have it. I'm not quite sure how it works, but just remember that when you're in this life, judging people upon the way they look, differences that they have, and just certain things that are not like you is not a good thing. Don't need to judge. You can maybe have a little bit of opinions, but hey, be empathetic, be good, try your best, and just don't push people down because that's not progressive in any way. Hey, but hell, what do I know? I'm just a 23-year-old. All right, I'll catch you on the next one, and yeah, I guess enjoy your weekend.